Hey folks, Garrett, Old Breed Outdoors, back here again with another video on our Field to Table series. And today I'm going to be making a venison salad. I'm going to butcher this, not really, but I'm going to butcher this, the name of this. So it's another one of Hank Shaw's recipes. If you go to his website, honestfood.net, he's got a ton of really good recipes. But I recently saw this on his social media and I was like, this is something that the family really like. So I'm going to give it a shot here. It's a hot weather food, Mexican background on the where this comes from. So at any rate, I'm going to see if I can pronounce this well. Leave a comment if I think I did well or didn't. But it's a venison salad, but Salpicon de Venado. I don't know if I messed that. I'm pretty sure I messed that up. Butchered it pretty good. But at any rate, you can use brisket, chuck, flank, skirt, eye, round for this, whatever you got. In my case, I've got some rounds. Sadly, the last rounds I have in my freezer. So hopefully this turns out really good. But I'm going to throw this in here and we'll shred this up. So, this is the first step. You can do this on the stove, simmer it. Or you can do it in the crock pot, which is what I'm going to do. It's essentially the same thing. I just don't have time to sit here for the next, 3 to 4 hours and keep an eye on something on the stove. So, which is usually the case. So for on-the-go type cooking, which is what I'm calling this, I'm just going to use my crock pot. So what I'll do is I'll put it on high to really get that simmer going and let it sit. And all you want to do, whether you're using the stove with a pot that you're going to simmer this in, or in a crock pot, you get your meat in there. So in this case, I got my rounds. I'll throw that in there. I got roughly 2 pounds of that in there. And then I'm going to add some salt to taste. So it shouldn't need a whole lot of this. Salt in there. I'm using kosher salt. Shouldn't need a whole lot of that. Some bay leaves. Throw those in there. Okay, so this calls for 2 cloves of garlic smashed. Unfortunately, I just checked and I don't have any, but I've got some garlic, minced garlic already here. So I'm going to use that. Alright, it looks like about 2 cloves crushed. It doesn't have to be scientific here. And then some allspice. Sprinkle that in here. I'll put the link in the description so you can come back and check this out. So all this is a little bit of seasoning to get the flavors going, and then half an onion. So chop this onion. Always hate getting the skin off. Pain in the neck. There's probably an easier way. Someone out there will leave a comment and tell me about, because I'm a dummy. Alright, so there is half an onion. Now I'm going to fill this up with water. Now you only need about 2 inches of water to cover that, and then you can just let it sit. So I'm going to let this sit for the next 3 or 4 hours, and we'll come back and we'll get this shredded up, and then we'll set it off to the side to cool a little bit, and we'll get all our vegetables cut up for the actual salad. So we'll see you back here in a little while. Alright, has it been 3 or 4 hours? I think so. Checking this out, and it looks pretty good. It's pretty warm. I just turned this off. But yeah, that's coming apart pretty good. You can see pieces coming off there. Yeah, you can see this is just pulling apart nice and easy. So again, I had this on high for about 4 hours. If you were doing this in the skillet, just simmer it in the skillet for about the same amount of time. It's the same concept. So just shred this up. And then I'm going to pull it out and set it aside and let it cool. Yeah, it looks super, super good. Nice and easy shred. So I'm just going to pull this out here with some tongs. Put it in my in this pan. I can get it all shredded up. Need all the bits and pieces necessarily. Probably don't need the bay leaves. You can see it's pretty well shredded up already. I mean, that's coming apart just with the tongs there. So that's exactly what you're looking for. Nice and tender and broke down. Like I said, I use round I had some venison rounds in my freezer. My last ones. It's pretty sad. Thank goodness that deer season's coming up here. Yeah, get all these bits. I don't want to waste any of this. And even if I don't use all of it tonight on the salad, I can use it for something else. I mean, this isn't like a crazy, you know, recipe that I cooked this down in. So should be fine for use it for something else. There's always something you can use it for. No sense in wasting it. So got that out. I can put this thing aside because that's nice and toasty. Ooh, just a big old chunk of meat right there. How did I miss that? Don't want to miss that. So I'll set this thing aside because it's nice and toasty. And then I can get this shredded up. Just a couple forks and it just pulls right apart. And I'm going to let this sit, cool down a little bit, because you definitely don't want to put this on your salad right now with it being as warm as it is. So this is a pretty simple recipe. I mean, you saw it didn't take me very long, 5 minutes to prep this and throw it into the crock pot and then walk away. I had, working today and I had to go to work, meeting this afternoon, and come home and it's ready to go. So now all I got left to do is chop up some vegetables for the salad, and then we can top our salads. And it should be nice and tasty. So there you have it. We'll be back in a second, chop up some vegetables. All right, now that we got that all shredded up, ready to go, we gotta get the vegetables for the salad all set. So we're gonna start with some romaine, just slice that up normal salad style. Next up, we got some radishes here. Just chop those up. So you could slice these if you want to, or in my case, I'm gonna chop them. So the recipe is for if you're making a big giant salad for a bunch of people. I'm not doing that. So I'm using a little bit less what the recipe calls for on a lot of these ingredients. But I think you guys got the gist of that. So I'm just slicing these radishes down and then quartering the slices and put on the salad. So like I said on the shredded meat, you want to do that first, set that aside, and then work on your vegetables. That way it gives it time to cool down, because you don't want that piping hot and then throw that on your salad. Now some cucumber. I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'll slice this down and then quarter it. Next, I've got the serranos. I'm going very light on these because otherwise everybody in my house's face will burn off, except for mine. Hot tip, literally a hot tip. Don't rub your eyes after you're done. I'm sure somebody has done that at some point. So I'm only going to use the 2 chilies. Okay, so just a little bit of the serranos in there, not too much. All right, cilantro. Let's chop up some of that. Put that on. Next up is our lime. There's another hot tip for you. When you're squeezing your limes, your lemons with this little handy-dandy contraption, you put the meaty side, not the rind side, down so that the little bulb piece here presses on that. Squeeze it down. Down. Alright, got that all cut up. Ready to go here. I'm going to throw some of this in. This is nice and cooled down now. Want it? Throw a little bit more of this on there. Alright. Grab me a couple forks. Alright, we just want to give this a little toss. Good little hot weather salad for into August. A little bit more on there. You never have enough. Give this a little tasty taste. See what we think. Pretty good, I gotta say. Hopefully everybody else likes it. So there you have it. There's your venison salad, and hopefully I didn't butcher that name too bad there in the beginning. I won't try it again. Murder it any more than I already did. So if you're interested, take a look at the link in the description. Check out the recipe. I mean, I think it's pretty good. Give it a shot, and let us know what you think. Leave a comment. As always, thanks for following along. Make sure you guys reach down, hit that subscribe button, leave us a like. Like I said, leave us a comment if you want to see something else, or you know, if you try this recipe, let us know what you think, and love to hear from you. So we'll see you guys next time.